Hey, good evening everyone. Welcome back to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, earlier today after church, I got around to watching New Japan Pro Wrestling Battle in the Valley pay-per-view. Have to say, it was a solid event and quite a good bit happened in this show, and had a few title changes, and quite an interesting turn of events as well, good and bad. But we're going to talk about that and a little extra bonus afterwards. I'm actually going to go over the full WWE 2K23 full roster announced. We're going to go through and name off that list. And yeah, got quite a bit to talk about. But first, be sure to check out the link in the description for Game Beauty for an impressive lineup of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. And if you see something that catches your attention and want to make a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. And yeah, hope you put that to good use. Anyway, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Battle in the Valley, which took place last night in San Jose, California at the San Jose Civic, February 18th. And overall, it was a good show. It was definitely a good show overall. Let's actually get into the matches. Before we get into the matches, unfortunately, the first two matches, because I watched the archive, because I had ordered it on Fight TV, but because of Elimination Chamber, I told myself I was going to watch Battle in the Valley the following day. But unfortunately, the two pre-show matches had no audio. A couple of friends had told me this, but during the live show, the live stream, apparently there were a lot of issues that happened with the Fight TV stream, audio, and just, I think it took them a good while. I heard it took them like 10-15 minutes before they started the main card. So it took a while to get all that fixed. But I went and watched the archive on Fight TV for the pre-show, and there was no audio. No audio the whole time. I saw the matches, but no audio. So if anybody else watched this live on Fight TV, let me know what your experience was. Like, were you able to watch it? Did you have a lot of issues, audio, stuff like that? Let me know if y'all ran into that, because apparently the word is, and I think NJPW Twitter had posted like an apology to all the subscribers or those that purchased the event via Fight TV. So, but yeah, so, and for the most part, I've heard a lot of negative things about Fight TV and just the quality of their streams, but sucks. But at least I was still able to watch each match in its entirety. So at least I'm thankful for that. But anyway, on to the matches. We had two kickoff matches, so two pre-show matches. The first match was a singles match between the Android, Alex Coughlin, and JR Kratos from Team Filthy. Now, of course, these two have faced each other plenty of times before. They've traded victories. But I have to say, this match started off hot. Two power wrestlers going up against each other. Two beastly guys just going hard, and it really was back and forth, and it was a nice little starting kickoff match. But Alex Coughlin, the Android, was able to catch JR Kratos off of the turnbuckle, turned it into a deadlift German suplex, and was able to get the 1, 2, 3. So Alex Coughlin wins the rubber match. against JR Kratos. Very nice. Very, very nice. I got a chance to see both of these guys wrestle live before. Not against each other, but different matches. So I've gotten to see them live. They're cool. They're cool. And then the second pre-show match was another singles match. We had David Finlay taking on Bobby Fish. Of course, Bobby Fish was one of the recent new members of Team Filthy. Definitely enjoyed this match. I like both guys. Of course, you know, Bobby Fish, one half of Red Dragon. Love Red Dragon. And David Finlay, who I've met as well. But yeah, these two had a good match. It was definitely back and forth. And overall, I kind of figured that David Finlay was going to win. And sure enough, that's what happened. He was able to connect with the Trash Panda to get the 1-2-3 over Bobby Fish. And he didn't really stick around much. David Finlay just kind of got up and just left. You know, took his shillelagh and left. So, I don't know. I felt like the pre-show was pretty quick. I mean, the matches were at least 10 minutes. You know, just a little over 10 minutes. But I felt like the pre-show was pretty quick. But it was just a bummer that, you know, didn't have any audio. So, sucks. But hey, made the best of it. At least I got to watch the matches. Okay, now getting into the main card. First, we had a 8-man tag team match to start the main card of Battle in the Valley. We had the team of Rocky Romero, Adrian Quest, Mascara Dorada, and Josh Alexander taking on the team of KUSHIDA, Volador Jr., Kevin Knight, and the DKC. I thought this was a pretty good match. I definitely liked the showdown back and forth between Kevin Knight and Adrian Quest. I thought they were showcased really well. And, you know, all 8 were. And, of course, don't forget, KUSHIDA, you know, has a shot at the Impact World Championship against Josh Alexander. So this was a nice little build-up match for that. But this was definitely back and forth. It was good to see Josh Alexander and KUSHIDA really go at it as well. And even Volador Jr. Looked really good. And, of course, you know, him and Rocky Romero went back and forth quite a bit. But when it was all said and done, Kevin Knight was able to pin Adrian Quest after hitting him with a pendulum DDT to pick up the victory. So Kevin Knight, the DKC, KUSHIDA, and Volador Jr. pick up the victory. And even after the match, Rocky Romero and Volador Jr. kind of scrapped for a little bit. And of course, Josh Alexander and KUSHIDA, you know, kind of talked some smack to each other. So, yeah, it was definitely pretty heated, but overall a good match. Okay, next up we had the first of, we had 5 championship matches. So this was the first of 5 championship matches. As we had the strong Openweight championship on the line, as the champion, Fred Rosser, making his 8th defense against Bullet Club's KENTA. Definitely a solid match between these two. Fred Rosser has had a great run with this title. Of course, you know, Filthy Tom Lawlor was the first champion. Fred Rosser, second champion. But both these guys tore each other apart. Definitely back and forth. It really could have gone either way. But this ended up having shenanigans. As, of course, referee went down. Juice Robinson came down. Was able to hit a left hand of God on Fred Rosser. Pretty much gave KENTA the opening to hit the GTS. He revives the referee. Referee counts 1, 2, 3. And KENTA is your new and third NJPW strong openweight champion. So congratulations to KENTA. I feel like it's been a good, decent while since he's had some singles gold. I think the last piece of singles gold he had was the US, the IWGP United States Championship. So good to see KENTA have some singles gold again. But you know what? Got to give props to Fred Rosser. 7 successful defenses, lost on the 8th defense. He's had a good run as champion. Fred Rosser definitely was a great, strong openweight champion. But now, the era of KENTA holding the belt begins now. So, congratulations to KENTA. And then, continuing on with our championship matches, we next had the strong openweight tag team titles on the line as the champs. My boys, my GOAT of tag teams, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns, taking on the West Coast Wrecking Crew of Royce Isaacs and Jorel Nelson. Definitely enjoyed this tag team match, although I really wish it could have been longer. I wish it could have been longer, at least as long as the other title matches. So that was my only negative about it. But these two tag teams looked really solid. Definitely back and forth. But, of course, I'm high on the Motor City Machine Guns. They're my boys. And sure enough, hard-fought match, but was able to retain the strong openweight championships. They hit the dirt bomb on Jorel Nelson. Chris Sabin makes the pin. 1, 2, 3. Motor City Machine Guns still your strong openweight tag team champions. And remember, they are also the Impact Wrestling tag team champions as well. So they're still double champs. But anyway, next up, we had the loser leaves NJPW singles match. Jay White versus Eddie Kingston. Now, Switchblade Jay White just recently lost to Hikuleo in a loser leaves Japan match. So could the same fate happen again in this match with Eddie Kingston? Now, of course, hard-hitting match, a lot of junk talk, a lot of back and forth, as expected. But sure enough, Eddie Kingston had one final moment with Jay White. He kind of was talking to him or maybe whispered something in his ear and whatnot. Then scooped him up, hit him with a Northern Lights bomb, and pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. And Switchblade Jay White must leave New Japan Pro Wrestling. So he just left Japan. Now he's got to leave New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, pretty much, this was how they end up writing off Switchblade Jay White. And they weren't done yet. They weren't done there. Not just with the loss, but Jay White was getting ready to speak on the mic, and then he got clobbered from behind with the shillelagh by David Finlay. Yes, David Finlay jumps Jay White. Of course, somebody that, he's had a rivalry with before. And, yeah, he turned heel. Yeah, he turned heel. Now, I was kind of surprised. I really didn't expect this to happen. And apparently, David Finlay turned heel and, was jealous of the numerous opportunities that Jay White made for himself. And he's out for blood in the New Japan Cup and pretty much talked some smack. Now, I know some folks, I was talking with some friends and they were thinking, is David Finlay going to be the new leader of Bullet Club? I honestly don't think this has to do with Bullet Club, but One, no, I don't think David Finley's going to be the new leader of Bullet Club because I just don't think that makes any sense. Secondly, I don't know what's going to happen with the Bullet Club. I don't know. Like, Jay White was the leader, but since Jay White, I mean, which I understand they still have Bullet Club members in New Japan Pro Wrestling as well as Impact Wrestling. I mean, you got Chris Bay, Ace Austin, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. And apparently this year is the 10th anniversary of Bullet Club. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen there. But, yeah, David Finlay looks like he's a heel now. Because that was definitely a heel promo. Definitely a heel promo. But, interesting. That's all I can say. Interesting. Okay, next up we have the Filthy Rules fight. This was a no DQ, no ring ropes match between Homicide and Tom Lawlor. Now, of course, you have to win via pinfall, submission, or knockout. That's how you win. This match was pretty brutal. You saw forks being used, the little metal piece that they use in boxing matches to smooth out, I guess, like swelling and stuff like that. We saw door being used, you know, chairs. It was crazy. It was really, really crazy. And that was a pretty sick spot. While Homicide was trapped in a submission, taking the fork and jamming it in Tom Lawlor's foot, the sole of his foot. I was like, ooh, Jesus. And then, of course, the door spot, Homicide driving Tom Lawlor through the door outside of the ring. It was back and forth, and even looked like Homicide definitely had a shot at winning this, but Tom Lawlor was able to make Homicide pass out to a rear naked choke, therefore earning the victory in this match. But it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. But I figured Tom Lawlor was going to win. Okay, next up we had a really, really great NJPW Television Championship match. Zack Sabre Jr. making his second defense of the title against the Wild Rhino, Clark Connors. And I have to say, this was a very solid match. I mean, Clark Connors looked really strong in this match. Had a good amount of offense. Him and Zack Sabre Jr. went back and forth. And this almost went the full time limit. But just within the last minute, Zack Sabre Jr. was able to reverse Clark Connors and turn into an armbar submission. Clark Connors with a quick tap out with how much torque was on that armbar, that arm breaker. Pretty much instant tap out as soon as Zack Sabre Jr. locked it in. But got to give a shout out to Clark Connors. He looked really strong in this match. Really strong. But Zack Sabre Jr. still your NJPW World Television Champion. But a solid match indeed. And then you had the first of the double main event matches. This was for the IWGP Women's Championship and was actually the longest match of the card. The Pirate Princess KAIRI makes her second defense against the debuting Mercedes Moné. Okay, let me just go ahead and say Mercedes did win. She won via the money maker on KAIRI. Got the 1, 2, 3. Mercedes is your new IWGP Women's Champion. Now let me break this down. Let me break this down because I don't want anybody to get any of my words or thoughts twisted. First off, I thought this was an excellent match. Both ladies looked solid. And I'm happy that these two ladies got 20 plus minutes of action. According to NJPW's website, match time was 26 minutes, 47 seconds. So I am happy and proud to see both these ladies get that much time for this title match. Good stuff. It definitely shows Mercedes prepared well for this match. KAIRI, these two have great chemistry. Here's my problem with this. Number one, so they just had a 20 plus minute title match at Battle in the Valley. KAIRI and Mercedes Moné. Why could they not do that at Wrestle Kingdom 17 with KAIRI and Tam? Why couldn't they do that? Let me mention something. Let me just mention something. Tam versus KAIRI was a 5-minute, 47-second match. A 5-minute, 47-second match. Now, another thing. One second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Battle in the Valley had one match more than Wrestle Kingdom. Or actually, no. Hold up. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, they had a few matches more at Wrestle Kingdom, which is fine. Battle in the Valley only had two pre-show matches. And Wrestle Kingdom had 3 pre-show matches. Okay? My thing is this. Your title match at Wrestle Kingdom 17 was 5 minutes, 47 seconds. First time IWGP Women's Championship defended. But then at this show, it gets 20 plus minutes. Like, you couldn't even give the Wrestle Kingdom match, you couldn't even give that 10 minutes? Really? You couldn't even give that match between KAIRI and Tam 10 minutes? Yeah, I got a big problem with that. So that's issue number 1 that I have with this decision. Issue number 2. Lack of build-up. Don't get me wrong. I like Mercedes Moné. I like her. I'm happy for her in New Japan Pro Wrestling. My thing is this. You see her come out at Wrestle Kingdom. She drops KAIRI, which she botched, by the way. You don't see any sort of build-up or any sort of interactions between these two ladies again until the press conference. One second. Hold that thought. Okay, sorry about that. So, you have the press conference, and that's the only other time these two interact to lead up to this championship match at Battle of the Valley. Where was the build-up? I mean, you don't give Mercedes any matches at all. Like, I don't even think KAIRI got any matches either. You know, like, where was the build-up? That's my main question. This really didn't get a build-up. Like, you don't give either of these ladies any matches between Wrestle Kingdom and last night? Like, that's terrible. Especially with Mercedes, being that this was her first match and it happens to be a title match. Like, they could have done a better job with the build-up. So, that's another issue I have. Third issue, and this is just me, I'm just not a fan of, like, booking folks winning championships in their debut matches. You know, I'm not a fan of that. And y'all know I love Gail Kim. Same thing happened to her in WWE. I wasn't a fan of that. Like, because, to keep it real, she didn't really do anything to earn this title shot. She didn't wrestle any matches she didn't earn any wins to get this title shot, and it's just, you know. So I got an issue with that. Also, it's the fact that KAIRI only had a 90-day reign with this title and loses in the second defense. Which makes me wonder. Now, I understand the IWGP Women's Championship, they said, is going to be showcased and defended on NJPW promoted events. So, if that's the case, my question is, how often is this title going to even get defended? How often is this title going to get defended? Because you gotta remember, KAIRI won this title back in November of last year. She didn't make her first defense until January. Second defense, February. So, I'm very curious as to how often is this title going to be defended? You know what I mean? And how are they going to build up contenders for this title? You know what I mean? Because it also makes me wonder, are we going to see Mercedes wrestle consistently in Stardom? Like, what's the deal going to be? So I'm very curious. Now, I know with KAIRI, she'll be able to, like, go forward and, you know, maybe we'll see her more involved in Stardom now that she lost the title. But, like, my thing is, there is too much talent on this roster for Mercedes to be having, like, once a month type matches. There is no reason why Mercedes can't have consistent matches. That's all I'm saying. I mean, she's the champ now. Fine. It is what it is. But if she's going to be defending this title or wrestling once every month, that's just not cool. That's just not cool. But I hope I'm wrong. But like I said, this was an excellent match. I'll give it to them. This was an excellent match for sure. Both ladies tore the roof off. The crowd was into it. This was an excellent match. Just don't like the outcome. Just the outcome doesn't really make sense to me personally. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Mercedes Moné on capturing IWGP Gold. And then the main event, or part 2 of the double main event, was for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship as Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, defended the title against the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, of course, you know, this was a solid match as expected. Definitely back and forth. And Tanahashi looked like he was about to pull it off, but Okada was just one step ahead of him. And when it all came down to it, Okada was able to hit a Rainmaker to put away the ace and retain the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. But the women's match was the longest match of the card, so that's a good thing. Maybe that really should have been the sole main event, but it is what it is. Anyway, after the match, Okada thanked the crowd and also mentioned that he would like to team up with Hiroshi Tanahashi one more time and go after the IWGP Tag Team Championships. And then Mercedes Moné comes back out, you know, wearing her, also want to mention, shout out to her. She wrestled in Hana Kimura inspired gear. Remember back when Hana Kimura was in the Tokyo Cyber Squad? Well, she was the leader of Tokyo Cyber Squad. But yeah, Mercedes, her ring gear. Tribute to the late Hana Kimura. So I thought that was pretty neat. You know, she had like the dancers and everything, and then came out in that gear. I was like, oh, snap. So I had to throw that in there before I forgot. So kudos on the Hana Kimura tribute. But yeah, she comes down, joins Okada in the ring, and, you know, it was pretty much like, you know, I know you like to make it rain, and I love making money. You know, you talk about Dream Team. How about this team? You know, me and you. Which Okada looked to be digging it. And, you know, Okada and Mercedes had a moment in the ring. Raised up their titles and, you know, shook hands. And, yeah, of course, took time afterwards to leave the ring and take some pictures with some fans and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. But, yeah. So who knows? Maybe we'll see those two in a mixed tag match at some point, you know? But yeah, that was Battle in the Valley. Like I said, the live stream and whatnot, I was told, started off really rough, but then, you know, got better. But yeah, overall, solid event. But, you know, just didn't like the outcome of the women's title match. But it is what it is. Who do y'all think Mercedes will defend her title against first? And, you know, when are we going to see her wrestle on Stardom? Those are my main two questions. When are we actually going to see her wrestle in Stardom? So, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, and before I go, I want to run through the names that got announced for the WWE 2K23 roster, the official announced names. So I'm going to read off the list one by one. All right? And it's actually listed in alphabetical order. Okay, so the confirmed WWE 2K23 roster, as shown on the WWE2K.com website, which I will link in the description. AJ Styles, Akira Tozawa, Alba Fire, Alexa Bliss, Aaliyah, Andre the Giant, Angel, as in Angel Garza, Angelo Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Asuka, Austin Theory, Axiom, Batista, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Beth Phoenix, Bianca Belair, Big Boss Man, Big E, Bobby Lashley, Boogeyman, pardon me, Booker T, Braun Strowman, Bret the Hitman Hart, Brie Bella, British Bulldog, Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Bruno Sammartino, Brutus Creed, Butch, Cactus Jack, Cameron Grimes, excuse me, Carmella, Carmelo Hayes, Cedric Alexander, Chad Gable, Charlotte Flair, Chyna, Cody Rhodes, Commander Aziz, Cora Jade, Cruz del Toro, Dakota Kai, Damian Priest, Dana Brooke, Dexter Lumis, Diesel, Doink the Clown, Dolph Ziggler, Dominic Mysterio, Doudrop, Drew Gulak, Drew McIntyre, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Elias, Eric Bischoff, Eric, Ezekiel, Farouk, Finn Balor, Gigi Dolan, Giovanni Vinci, Goldberg, Grayson Waller, Gunther, Happy Corbin, Hollywood Hogan, Hulk Hogan, Humberto, the Hurricane, Ilya Dragunov, Indy Hartwell, Io Sky, Ivar, JC Jane, Jake the Snake Roberts, JD McDonough, Jerry the King Lawler, Jay Uso, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Jimmy Uso, Jinder Mahal, Walkin' Wild, JBL, John Cena, Johnny Gargano, Julius Creed, Kane, Karrion Kross, Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Kevin Nash, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Kurt Angle, LA Knight, Lacey Evans, Liv Morgan, Lita, Logan Paul, Ludwig Kaiser, Mace, or as in MA.CE, Mace, Macho Man Randy Savage, Madcap Moss, Mansoor, as in MAN.SOOR, Mansoor, Matt Riddle, Maurice, Molly Holly, Montez Ford, Mr. McMahon, Mustafa Ali, MVP, Natalia, Nikki ASH, Nikki Bella, Nikita Lyons, Noam Dar, Omos, Otis, Queen Zelina, Randy Orton, Raquel Rodriguez, Razor Ramon, Reggie, Rey Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Rick Boogs, Ricochet, Ridge Holland, Rikishi, Rob Van Dam, Robert Roode, Roman Reigns, Ronda Rousey, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Roxanne Perez, excuse me, R-Truth, Sami Zayn, Santos Escobar, Scott Hall, Seth freaking Rollins, Shane McMahon, Shanky, Shawn Michaels, Shayna Baszler, Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shotzi, Solo Sikoa, Sonya Deville, Stacy Keibler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Stephanie McMahon, Six, Tamina, T-Bar, Ted DiBiase, The Miz, The Rock, Titus O'Neil, Tommaso Ciampa, Triple H, Trish Stratus, Tyler Bate, Ultimate Warrior, Umaga, Undertaker, Vader, Veer Mahan, Wes Lee, Xavier Woods, Xia Li, X-Pac, Yokozuna, Zoe Stark. Under the Ruthless Aggression Pack, you get Brock Lesnar 01, The Prototype, Randy Orton 02, and Leviathan. And then in the Bad Bunny bonus pack, Bad Bunny. So yeah, that is your confirmed roster. And they didn't announce any other DLC yet, but I assume there will be DLC wrestlers. Not bad. You know, still missing some folks. You know, still missing some folks. As I look through this list, missing a number of NXT folks. No Wendy Chu. No Chase University. That's kind of a bummer. Nobody from Chase University. That sucks. Nobody from the Schisms on there. Gallus is not on there. No Mako Satomura. No Saray. Which is kind of weird because Saray was DLC in 2K22. So it's missing some folks, but we'll see. I'm sure some will end up being DLC. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'll share the link in the description. But that'll do it for this video. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on New Japan Pro Wrestling Battle in the Valley. Did you like it? What did you think of the matches? What did you think of the outcome? Also, let me know what you think of the confirmed WWE 2K23 roster. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Don't forget to check out the link to Game Beauty as well. And like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. And thank you so much for watching. For another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out.